Hi, back with Varsity Magazine, and I'm actually really excited for this one because I'm just curious to see what her unpopular opinion. This is her unpopular BTS opinions. I'm very excited to see what her unpopular opinions are and if I agree with them or not. So let's just get right into it.
So I've noticed that a lot of people love watching unpopular opinions content.
Me, just me.
I see these videos on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. So I've decided to make my own unpopular opinions video, BTS edition. However, this may be disappointing to some because I genuinely don't hate BTS or any of their work. They are my favorite group, my favorite artists, and I will not throw them under the bus. And for many, the most entertaining part of these kind of videos is the controversial part. It's not just about opinions that are not so popular. It's about the drama, what you hate, and what is going to infuriate people. So in that sense, this video is going to be boring. On the other hand, there are always a couple of fans who take other people's personal preferences as an insult to the artist. But we cannot all have the exact same opinions, and ranking songs or performances based on my personal preferences shouldn't be controversial. Yes, I do think some performances are better than others. I do have genres that I like more than other genres. And if you don't like hearing that your favorite song is not my favorite, then this video is not for you. With that said, these are 10 unpopular opinions I have about BTS.
Okay.
Number 10. BTS did invent the ending fairy trend.
Really?
I've said it before and I stand by what I've said. The ending fairy, or that one last shot in a K-pop performance, was not created by BTS, but nobody cared about it. And before someone tells me to know my K-pop history, I know that other idols had semi-viral moments with their ending fairies. But those moments did not create a noticeable pattern or trend. Those moments did not create a clear before and after in K-pop performances. After those idols had their supposed viral moments, K-pop shows continued prioritizing the full group shots instead of the one member shot. So the trend did not start with them. However, for the ones who get upset with the phrase BTS paved the way, you can celebrate this one. Those idols paved the way for the trend of ending fairies. Thanks to them, some K-pop TV shows started shooting ending fairies, at least from time to time. Thanks to them, BTS had the chance to do an ending fairy in certain occasions, and eventually make fun of it. But the trend, as we know it now, became an actual thing because BTS pointed it out and made fun of it. Now the ending fairies are a requirement in K-pop shows. Now ending fairies last multiple seconds, are applied to multiple members, and sometimes there are animations that make it obvious that the group is doing an ending fairy. Now every K-pop group does it in every K-pop show. Again, this may just be my personal perception, but that's why I consider it an opinion. Number 9. The response to Jungkook's drummer shows a sad and even hypocritical side about the fandom.
I'm confused. What response?
Some context for the ones who have no idea what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
Jungkook performed at the Global Citizen Festival 2023, and the band that performed with him had a drummer who got many people's attention.
Yo, I never noticed that man was shirtless. I'm noticing it now because she pointed it out talking about the drummer, so I just looked for the drummer and I was like, oh, the drummer's shirtless. When I saw this last year, I was focused on Jungkook. I did not see anything else.
The drummer took his shirt off and played very intensely, even in calmer songs like in Euphoria. So ARMY's part of the audience and online made so many jokes. People said that it was cringe that he took his shirt off, that he didn't need to do all that for the concerts,
leave the poor
or
man
that they
alone.
needed a trigger warning before watching him. And my response to this is, well, BTS didn't have to recreate the Late Late Show in South Korea. They didn't have to perform in an airplane or perform full actual good songs for a car and a chicken commercial. These can be seen as unnecessary or over the top, but that's what passionate, dedicated artists do. I know most people are joking, and these were not intended to be harmful comments.
But
I have no idea who this man is. My opinion is not necessarily about him. My point has to do more with the response to raw, passionate talent that can be perceived as weird for some. When I watched his performance with Jungkook, I was not surprised or taken aback. I just thought, this is a cool band. I don't think the band was a distraction or that they took away from
They
Jungkook's
really were
performance.
not.
What did surprise me were the TikTok after TikTok making fun of this drummer. I was recently reminded
The fact that I didn't even see the TikToks is weird to me. The only TikToks I saw literally were of Jungkook.
of this situation because I saw this drummer again at another festival and I recognized him as Jungkook's drummer. So I confirmed my opinion
Troye
that
Sivan?
going all out is not a
he
bad
was drumming
thing.
for Troye
BTS
Sivan,
does
okay.
it all the time. And I hope that every army knows that just because the BTS members are fit and pretty, that they are the only ones who can go crazy
Even the
with
drummer is
performances.
fit.
Number 8. Permission to Dance is one of their most iconic looks.
Looks iconic? You mean to tell me you think... You know, when I saw Jungkook with that hairstyle, I was like, what did you do to the hairstylist? What did you do to her? Why does she hate you? Iconic! This might be that one opinion that I do not agree with.
I don't think people hate the PTD looks, but I don't think
I
it's
don't hate
anyone's
them.
favorite. So my
Yeah.
unpopular opinion is that this look is one of their most iconic ones. I like the highlighter hair. And I like the emo cowboy look.
Nope.
It's fun, it's new, and it looks good. I believe that it perfectly represents how fun the song is. Especially at the time, I missed the very unique looks. Before PTD, there was Dynamite, B, Butter, and My Universe. And there were some members with pink or yellow hair here and there. But at this point during the pandemic, I missed the very experimental looks with very strong colors that are not just pastel colors. So I received the looks of Permission to Dance with open arms, and I always recall this era as one of their most iconic looks.
Though?
Number 7. I prefer the full album releases rather than the trilogies.
What do you mean? You mean these versions than the other versions of these versions? The albums that she just put on the screen right now, Dark Blood wins. Love Yourself, Tear is my favorite of all of them. The fact that it's right in the middle, but like all five of them are my favorite from their discography. But Love Yourself, Tear is number 1. If I were to rank them, okay, not now. Let me not do that.
This is an
Let me
opinion
not do
I've
that.
had before becoming ARMY. I've always been used to listening to full studio albums with approximately 12 to 20 songs. This means that the artist will take a minimum of 2 years between each album. This can be a sacrifice in the K-pop industry, but I think the result is always worth it. Full studio albums usually have more thought put into them. Conceptually, I believe they make more sense than dividing the story in 2 or 3 pieces because the general public doesn't listen to music like that. This also makes it easier for new audiences to not get tired of the same 5 songs and move on. With full studio albums, the audience has time to process.
Oh, she meant like full albums. She prefers full albums than to the mini albums. Same. I find that the mini albums are just, they're too short. Like once you're listening to it, like it finishes too quickly. That's my reasoning. Her reasoning is different. But I agree with this opinion. That's what I'm trying to say.
And they have a higher chance of liking at least a couple of songs. Also, full studio albums just tend to do better with music critics, which doesn't always matter, but it's definitely a plus. I understand why trilogies or multi-part albums work in the K-pop industry. Because of oversaturation, there are so many groups releasing singles non-stop. So to stay relevant, the ones who can release 2 or 3 EPs in 1 year. If you don't, the audience will forget about you and move on to the next group. But I believe that artistically, the most complete and meaningful projects, including the ones of BTS, are the full studio albums. And at this point, it's undeniable that BTS has the privilege to release music exclusively like this.
Yeah.
I know that armies may not like waiting for BTS every 2 or 3 years, but I believe this will give BTS more chances to complete the dreams that are not always in ARMY's hands. Yes, the singles do very well, but I'm thinking bigger, and this is album nominations, not just song or music video nominations. However, whatever they decide to do in 2025 and beyond, it's their decision and I will support it no matter what. Number 6. Dynamite was the right choice for the soundtrack of Bridgerton.
I did not watch Bridgerton. I have not seen the scene. I heard about it. From what I heard, I'm not sure if I agree with her, but I'm gonna wait for her to make her case before I disagree.
Recently, the
from
Netflix
this scene,
show
it doesn't look
Bridgerton
horrible.
used an orchestral version of Dynamite in one of their episodes, and the army response was, "Why
Black
did
Swan.
they use Dynamite when Black Swan exists?"
Yeah.
This comment is in every Dynamite Bridgerton TikTok I've seen.
Yep.
This is because we all know that Black Swan has a beautiful orchestral instrumental.
Like, bro.
And I know most armies are just joking, but I've seen others that are genuinely mad at this bad decision. And I'm kind of tired of seeing these kinds of comments because that is not the point of the Bridgerton soundtrack. Bridgerton purposefully uses mainstream pop songs and transforms them into an instrumental that would fit in the show. They purposefully use songs that the general public will definitely recognize. And we all know that Dynamite is way more popular than Black Swan. I agree that Black Swan would fit way better, but Dynamite is more recognizable by non-fans. So Dynamite is the right choice. Number 5. I'm glad
Fair.
Megan Thee Stallion was not able to perform with BTS at the AMAs.
Same. I agree
Please
with
don't
this one.
twist my words. I'm not glad Megan had an unexpected situation. Of course,
What
I was actually
unexpected?
happy that she
What happened?
immediately announced that she was fine and that she was excited to perform with BTS.
What situation? What happened? Was it the whole gun thing? I don't know much about Megan, but I heard she got shot. Was it that? Am I allowed to say shot on YouTube? I don't know. We'll see.
Yes, in another occasion. It was just that after a long time with no BTS live performances, I wanted this moment for them only. And when it was announced that they will perform alone, I felt happy. They were already performing a joint stage with Coldplay that day, so BTS were not supposed to perform alone at all. But I believe they deserved a solo stage, and I'm thankful that this performance was the one watched by the general public. I actually think that when BTS eventually performed with Megan was way more personal and exciting, because it was at a BTS concert and it was a surprise. So I'm glad we had both the BTS solo stage at the AMAs and the collab stage at the BTS concert. Number 4. I don't always like when BTS has backup dancers.
Which one do you not like? I can't think of one performance where they have backup dancers I didn't
Let me
like.
specify. I don't mind when BTS has a lot of backup dancers, and these dancers are far away in the back doing other dance steps, like in On and Dionysus. Even better, I love when backup dancers are there to complement a choreography, like in Run BTS
Like,
and
Run
this
BTS
one part
is
in
just-
Not Today.
Oh,
And I
Not
know
Today.
that bringing a lot of backup dancers, especially in the last chorus, makes the performance have a bigger ending. This is so effective that BTS made it a trend in K-pop. However, being completely honest, I always prefer when BTS performs alone. Just the 7 of them. I understand that in award shows, whether in South Korea or in America, this is almost a requirement to have a big performance. But if I had to choose between Idol with backup dancers and no backup dancers, I prefer no backup
Idol,
dancers.
no
If
backup
I had to
dancers.
choose between Butter with backup dancers and no backup
No
dancers,
backup
I
dancers.
prefer no.
Okay, I agree with her, but on these examples, like Idol and Butter, I didn't even know that Butter had backup. Which performance is that? I need to look for that and watch it on my own, obviously. But specific choreos that originally did not have backup dancers, I prefer them without the backup dancers. But like those, like Not Today and Dionysus and stuff, they need backup dancers because they're just.
No backup dancers. The same thing with Mic Drop. Yes, Mic Drop
No,
at the
Mic Drop I prefer with
2017
backup
Mamas
dancers.
is legendary and I love this performance. But I still prefer Mic Drop at SNL with no backup dancers. Number 3. I don't care about photo cards.
Yeah. Why are photo cards this huge, Vel?
I'm happy for every army who likes collecting their photo cards. I really am because I also like having collections. But personally, I don't see the need to collect every photo card of every member of every album. I don't trade photo
want at
cards
least one.
and I don't have a photo card binder. And I don't think I ever will. Things can change in the future, but for now, I'm really not interested at all. Actually, I prefer the postcards. These pictures usually have better lighting and composition because they are not selfies. And I know that photo cards are supposed to feel more personal, but I don't know, it's just not my favorite thing in an album. Don't get me wrong, I still like guessing which member I got, and I keep a photo card on my wallet. But again, it's the collection and trading part, the thing I'm not interested in. Number 2. I cannot take the debut performance of Dynamite seriously. It's just so unintentionally funny.
Which one?
Let's go!
Why is this an unpopular opinion or a hot take? Because BTS didn't want this performance to be funny. They actually thought that it was going to come out as very cool because the concept sounds cool. A performance that connects Seoul and New York City, where the VMAs take place. I talked about this performance in one of the first videos I ever made about Dynamite live performances, and I ranked it kind of low despite the amount of people who watched and liked this performance. In the behind the scenes video, they explained that they had another venue prepared. This was their first live performance of Dynamite, so it was important. But there was something that made them perform in front of a green screen. And I just cannot with the ones who were in charge of the graphics. I'm probably alone in this one because I don't see a single comment about it. But the green screen is
Horrible.
so obvious
Horrible.
and not in a good way. Not like in the music video where it works. It either looks like they're floating, like in a bad video game, or you can see where the green screen
I don't think
ends.
I've seen this
And there were
performance. I'm
so
gonna look
many
for it.
aggressive zoom-ins and zoom-outs that distracted me. Also, why would they dance in front of a body of water? It's not a big of a deal though. They performed perfectly. They looked amazing, their vocals were on point, the choreography was on point. I just think that if they performed in front of this screen only, I wouldn't even notice. It's just the green screen and the animations what make me laugh a little. Number 1. I don't like the Am I Wrong choreography.
This part right here, the crazy, is my favorite part of the choreo. My favorite part. I can't say I love the whole choreo though. It's not. I don't think the full song is choreographed, by the way. I think it's like maybe from the second half. Am I wrong?
I'm only talking about the choreography because I love the song and
The
I
song
think
is really
it
good.
deserves to be a promoted B-side.
Really good. I love this part.
I feel like the choreography doesn't make
I love that
any
part.
sense. I'm not a choreographer, I'm not a dancer, and I don't know much about dance. But every time I watch the Am I Wrong live performances, I see a style of choreography that K-pop groups with more than 8 members tend to do. And that is just not my cup of tea. What I mean is that there's one member singing, a couple of members behind the singer doing a very small dance step, and the rest is just standing there, creating some kind of formation. There's also a lot of walking around and non-dance steps, and I just don't like this vibe in general. I'm thankful though that this is the only BTS choreography that is like this. And don't get me wrong, I like the simple choreographies in which they just have fun.
Go, go!
But those
Love it,
choreographies
love
look like
it.
they flow, they make sense. There are still some fun moments in the Am I Wrong performances, but in general, this choreography is probably my least favorite one. So that's it. I have more unpopular
Fair.
opinions, but I want to read
Obsessed with that
yours
song.
and maybe make a video responding to your unpopular opinions. You have to be an army though, because I will not even bother with the BTS hate comments.
'Cause
you
you
can go to the
shouldn't.
K-pop channels for that.
Bam, bam, bam. I love the song. Love the song. Love the song. Groin? I love Groin so much. I enjoyed this video. And I agreed with most of them. I think there's only one opinion that I didn't agree with. And I think it was Permission to Dance one. Iconic. Like the look is not horrible. But iconic it's a bit of a stretch. A tiny bit. But that is all. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.